What's going on, everybody? Justin Thomas here from Top Shelf Fandom. Make sure to subscribe, and today we're going to be talking about Vikings, Episode 7, The Ice Maiden.
In my dreams, we are always together.
So before we jump into the details of the episode, I do want to show you the original casting video for Catherine Winnick, in which she read and videotaped it and sent it in, and it is really touching, amazing, and then mirror it with the actual scene that ended up in season 1.
Will you take Bjorn?
No, he's not ready. Next year, perhaps.
Go to bed, darling. So when do we sail?
We.
Yes, you and I. On the same boat.
I don't want you to come this time, Agatha.
Why not?
I need to leave the farm and the children in the hands of someone I trust. If Earl Haraldson finds out where we have gone, he might try to claim our family home. I trust you more than I trust anyone else to protect what belongs to us.
Pity.
Pity?
Yes, a pity. This could be the most exciting voyage of our lives, to go west. I have dreamed of it for many years. And in my dreams, we're always together. So when do we sail?
I already told you. I don't want you to come.
Why not? Why not?
I need to leave the children and the farm in the hands of someone I trust. What if Theo finds out we have gone without his permission? He might try and claim our family home.
Pity. Yes, a pity. This could be the most exciting voyage of our lives, to go west.
This was going to be the most exciting voyage of our lives. To go west.
I have dreamed of it for many years.
Dreamed of it many times.
And in my dreams, we're always together.
And in my dreams, we are always together.
Now, I've done my fair share of acting, obviously not on the professional stage, but on a stage, and a lot of stages nonetheless. And let me tell you, it is not easy to audition for anything, even when you know the story, like you do many times when you're doing theater. Catherine Winnick had no clue what this story was about. She knew it was about Vikings. She had no clue about the complex layering of her character. She had no clue about the way in which this character was going to be depicted. And probably thought pretty stereotypical kind of bullshit we see these days. And I got to say that, you know, obviously I'm biased. I really, really think she is such a great talent. But you see, this is a little bit more of a toned down Lagertha. This is a little bit more of a passive aggressive take to her, but the way in which she adds in that pity and the way in which she reads is yes, a little bit more docile, but it is still with confidence. You can definitely see it. It is no wonder that she got the part. So speaking about good acting, Alexander Ludwig, Bjorn. Now, he showed me great things in season 3. Ever since then, I gotta think it was a writing for him or lack of, but man, I am not ashamed to say that I cried when he gave his speech, and it was so touching. He nailed that speech, and he did this when he was weeping. I don't know if there's actual tears. It doesn't matter. It is very, very hard to do, and the guy got me going. I know the people in the live chat over at the Aftermath crew, Facebook group that I always link below, fantastic people, had them going, and not ashamed to say it's good storytelling. I would think I've been a part of behind the camera, in front of the camera, I've had marketing experience, school for it. I mean, trust me, I know about playing on people's emotions and pulling on heartstrings, and you would think I would be not susceptible to this type of manipulation, and I'll tell you, I will cry from a fucking Allstate commercial. I don't know what it is, but this definitely worked.
Secretly, in Odin's glittering gold, shielded hall, surrounded by all the gods. You are already a legend. The greatest shield maiden of all time. A hero thousands of women. But to me, you will always be my mother. Who bore me. Who raised me. Who protected and fought for me. And I swear I will fight for you now.
It was simplistic and it was fitting because Bjorn is not a poet. The man does lack poetry, but he's a warrior. He could very easily be written off as a mama's boy in any other situation, just like Lagertha could be very easily written off as a stereotypical, just half-ass job of female empowerment, but she's not. Bjorn, again, he stayed with his mom the whole time. He always chose his mom, and I see strength in that. But he was also not a mama's boy in the sense of, like, he still did his own thing and got, like, things done, but was always there, and he was always attached to her, especially last season. Some of that has to do with, story arcs not being in line and stuff like that. But, I mean, come on. The emotion in which he conveyed and the way in which he conveyed it was just so touching. Even Torvi, she is a little bit bothersome for me. She's one of the characters that it just seems like she asked her dad one day to put on it seems like she had dinner with her dad and said, hey, can I be like Lagertha? And the next day she's jerking and, swinging a sword around. But she's even grown on me. Maud and Georgia Hearst are both fantastic actresses. Their fathers in the business, and yeah, they have been handed some jobs, but I think once they've been handed the work, they've done a good job with it. So So we do need to talk about Harold, King Harold Finehair. So Olaf's whole experiment didn't go so well. He wanted to have his election, but he kind of wanted his candidate too. And I think it actually might have been better Bjorn actually force people to vote for him, not have Olaf try to force everybody. It just seems even weirder that the guy that sets up this whole democratic election is like shoving one candidate down their throat. It's like, why even do it when you're the one with the power? So he's giving up his power. He's giving it up to a guy that he once held prisoner and forced to have theological debates with. It seems that Harold is not going to be treated him as well. He was treated. Not saying he was treated great, but it seems like Harold's going to be a little bit more harsh. I do have a little bit of criticism with Harold's behavior. It seems like Harold is taking a very harsh turn. Not a lot of nuance to this character development here. And he's always been a little bit, erratic and had some anger issues. He did kill his brother and so forth, but it seems like he's being a little silly. It's one of those instances again where you have a character that's like, well, how are you going to even keep your power if you're going to be acting like this? So if he continues to act like this, we'll see if they can justify him sitting on the throne as he does in real history. But yeah, that's for the most part. I'm just kind of happy that Bjorn is out of there. Not happy to what he came back to, obviously, but things can move on now. We're going to all be in a situation where everybody's going to need to act next episode. And it's perfect story because everything they want to do is about to be interrupted by this outside force of the Rus that is coming with its own internal problems in the form of Ivar. And it looks to be that if it checks, I just don't believe he's going to die. They set up the whole story so he had his agency taken away as much as possible, and now he does seem to be fighting with them on the beaches. So that's either just a fever dream of him being burned at the stake, or it gets interrupted, which I hope this isn't the case, but it is possible that he's about to get burned and the Rus invade right at that moment. But I mean, I don't know why they'd cut him down if they're already going to burn him. It's not like they're big, oh, we need this one guy for this battle against thousands. So I'm thinking it's a fever dream, but it's totally possible. It's totally possible that he gets cut down. He gets in the historical accounts. Supposedly he does get burned at the stake, so I think they're playing off that a little bit. But also in historical accounts, it is debated whether he's actually Halfdan Ragnar's Halfdan is depicted as Finehair's brother, and Nessun Finehair, is important to remember, does not come from a noble Nordic family. So I just I don't see the point of any of this character development if they're going to go that way with it. So I think it's going to be your perfect storm of everybody's going to have a clear solution to their problems right in front of their face, and then bam, another problem's going to come in. At the end of this trailer for the sneak preview, we have the voiceover of what happened here. Then that flag that's on the ground is definitely Harold. That is his sigil right there, that yellow with the black lettering on it, or symbolism. I don't exactly know what that means, but yeah, I think that it's clear that this is going to be a battle on two fronts again. But I'm with the theory here that it's going to be Ivar leading through the woods, and that it's not going to be a cohesive Bruce attack. So a few of the complaints I've heard, one of them being from Forbes, and again, Forbes magazine. I don't know like why the guy that's your gaming guy does like all of your reviews. Hate to like nitpick this, I actually don't. What does it take to be a entertainment writer for Forbes magazine? Do you have to ask to be an entertainment writer? I mean, because I'll go ahead and do it for you. Like, I actually like follow the stories, and I actually know how to construct story and dissect story. So, just saying, if you want somebody that's like not, how would you say it? Just negligent or having gross incompetence. But anyways, yeah, so that Ragnar didn't get the type of funeral that like I think odd that a whole episode was so entertaining, and it was a funeral for at least 60 to 70%, not more. So Ragnar's death was first off overseas. With Ragnar's death, as with Lagertha's death, you had this premonition aspect that they injected, and I'm not so sure how I feel about that. They just all kind of know. Bjorn seems to be having it with Vitchek, which I have a little bit of an issue with. Like the whole Ragnar being dead thing, the sons finding out in this occult way, in this magical way, whatever. But like they will be utilizing this like same sense of premonition for Vitchek's actions, and I don't like that because that should come about more organically. So I mean, Lagertha's death is like at a time when they need to look at like first off who killed her. Second off, like they have because they have problems with their own people. Like they ventured out and now they've come back home. It's like Rome. They go too far out. You eventually start building walls because you can't handle your shit within. So they need to look inside, not outside, for these issues, and they need to come to some sort of consensus. In a better way than Olaf was pushing for. So I think that Lagertha's funeral was incredibly touching, incredibly powerful. I think it was scale that it was on was grand, and it was called for. I mean, yeah, Ragnar wasn't ever going to have a funeral like that because he died again overseas. Not really even confirmed technically by them, only by this like premonition that they all had. And what they needed to do for Ragnar was the way in which you had the grandiose gesture was the Great Heathen Army. This was Lagertha's Great Heathen Army. This funeral was her Great Heathen Army. This was the gesture, and it was the gesture that I thought was beautiful. The pushing of the boat by the men with shooting the fire arrows into the ice. I don't know if that helped melt them, or I'm not really sure if fire arrows were ever a thing. Doesn't matter. It looked beautiful. I loved every part of it. Like I don't go looking for the things to be empowering, like I've said before, or to showcase ethical framework within storytelling, just to be the guy that says he's a good guy. No, I don't virtue signal. I'm not about that. I look for stories to be good, and I think it's fantastic when they can have messages within them that are empowering. And the point is, if you're going to tell a story good. If you're going to tell a story where you're injecting some sense of empowerment in it, do it well. Michael Hirst did do it well in this case. He never said, nobody ever said in that series that Agatha was strong for a woman. It was never said. Not once. They just said she was strong. Very well done on all fronts. The mothering, the being a warrior, but being a mother, but being a farmer, but being a queen, wearing so many different hats. It fit. And it was done well. It was believable. They jumped around a little bit, but for the most part, it was solid work. And Catherine Winnick is just such a master of that craft with the physicality and everything. If you watch the training videos of her, I think she was a black belt in Taekwondo when she was like 16, but more importantly, she opened up gyms like at 18, and she still has like an academy. She's somebody that was a stunt coordinator, I believe. I believe she did work with actors before she was even an actress, teaching them how to convincingly fight. And you can see some of that in her work. She's also an actress that can act as well, meaning she can convey emotion, evoke emotion, and she definitely did. All right, so last but not least, interesting little tidbits I picked up on. Like this funeral, she was released into the ocean, and they broke through the natural barriers, the same barriers that are stopping the Rus right now from attacking them. They overcame nature to give her the burial that she would have wanted. And also, it was resemblant of Siggy's death, which I found to be a little bit of a interesting connection, as well as how she saw that as reconciliation and reconnecting with her loved ones. As we saw Ragnar, we saw Siggy's daughter when Siggy went down into the depths. The in the depiction of death is it was both frightening and beautiful at the same time. It was, cold and solitary. It definitely had a cathartic feeling to it though as well. It was, you know, you die alone. Death has this coldness to it, obviously, but we at least hope for a beautiful death in a way, and this definitely was that. Um, Also, does anybody take note that Olog's nephew Igor, that the best role model he has is Ivar? Like, Ivar is the good influence. That kid is gonna be fucked up, and I think we're already seeing signs of it. So take note of that. Also, Olog's new relationship, his new marriage, he's willing to do all these sweet, fun things for her and put her in this steamed, constantly refilled hole that they put into the ice, this hot spring of sorts that they're making. And she needs to maybe consider if he's willing to do all these extravagant things for her and put all these guys through all this hell just to keep her happy. God forbid she makes him mad, because he's burning hot right now, and if it goes cold, then she might be in that ice pit, and it won't be getting filled up with that steaming water. So, um, Ivar is obviously going to do whatever he can to just betray Olog, and Olog should not expect anything different. I think that so far they did what they needed to do. The perspective has changed on him, at least mine has. I can speak for myself. I was never a fan of him, like I said before. That but they need to get the hell out of the Rus. So we got 3 episodes left. We will see the first attack, I think, next episode, and we will see what ensues from there. Let me know in the comments below, especially what you think about Vyshchek dying or not dying. I really don't think he's going to die, but I'm always happy to have a good discourse with you guys. So what do we think about Eric the Red being aligned with Bjorn, and that seems to only be getting stronger? It does. I have reason to believe that Ubba is the one that will go to Iceland, right? And we know that that's eventually where he's going to go for at least a bit, until the whole Greenland and then Vinland sagas, in which they'll bridge the gap to for the 100 years later Valhalla series, his son Leif Erikson. So it is interesting that he's friends with Bjorn, and he seems to be his new shield wall buddy here. So let me know what you guys are thinking about Eric the Red so far. So I just want to say a big shout out to Omar. So Omar has left intelligent, insightful, well-conveyed messages on every video for this season. And I couldn't be more proud to have somebody like him as a sub, because, he's able to challenge ideas in a non-confrontational way, meaning like he's just able to give another perspective, which is the whole point of what this is. And the reason I'm singling him out is because I keep on 2 of his comments, I wanted to use them in a video, and I was unable to, because I was unable to do anything else but a live stream and I couldn't even do the next episode that I planned on speaking about it. So I just want to pin all of his comments that he's had, because they read more like essays, and that's that's a compliment. He's one of those people that you come across every once in a while that, I even mentioned it, you should have a YouTube channel, but not everybody has that hole in their heart that they have to let their hubris drive them to try to fill by going and voicing their opinions on a public platform. Some of the most intelligent, insightful, well conveyed people I've ever came across have been in the weirdest YouTube comments. Amino apps, like blogs, not even Reddit. 'Cause, you know, there's plenty of mediums to seek internet notoriety. And Amino, I'm a leader of the Amino Westworld. I've been that since before I had a YouTube channel. I was the guy that made the app contacted me, and I did it. Uh, I'm not trying to crap on it, but I'm just saying it's not the place to get the most eyes. But that's the beauty of it. People that are, you know, just passionate about story like I am, you know, people that provide me with different insight and in a different way to learn methodology enough to go back and look at it and at least give it another shot in the way. See, I'm not trying to convince you I'm right. I'm trying to share my love of something, and it's my love of story, which content allows me to explore stories that I wouldn't. The Witcher, I just binged it because a friend asked me to be on a stream that I respect, that's in the business, meaning the actual business, Costume Co. Heidi, you know, great lady, costume designer, professional, and you know, I'm gonna watch the show, and that makes me feel like I'm not just wasting my time. That opens my eyes to other things like Black Mirror. I never would have watched. I watched because of the Patreons. Thank you guys. The few Patreons I have, you guys are fantastic. You've been with me since the beginning, and God knows I don't do enough for you. But yeah, you know, Omar, I promise I'm gonna try to get my shit together. I'm not a full-time YouTuber, and get one of your comments to actually, you know, have a converse to interact with one of your comments, especially it looks like it's down now, but your one about Olaf was so good. It was so good because I was just kind of in my own existential crisis there, and you really were shining some light on that. But it's my inability to post as often as I'd like to that has stopped me from doing it. So please, sir, do not take it as a slight. You are a very valued subscriber, and I look forward to reading your comments, and they're always insightful, and they always provide me with what I hope I provide the rest of you guys. You know, content creators shouldn't be showing you how smart they are or trying to, you know, trick you in how smart they are. Better said, they should be, you know, sharing their love for something with you in a way that is advantageous. Like I said, you don't, in theory, need to agree with any of the conclusions I come to, but I should be hopefully providing you with a different tool to go about enjoying television or a novel or a film, anything. You know, story is yours. The story is yours. It is the writers. The writers write it, and the meaning for them changes over the years. So don't ever take anything as an absolute. Don't let people tell you how to feel about things, and always welcome somebody else's insight and perspective with an open mind, because it's just going to help you go back and rewatch something and not feel like you're doing it for no reason, because you're not. And it's going to open your mind. Story is all about walking in other people's shoes, meaning getting different perspective, being empathetic. Same thing with somebody's comments. They got a different point of view from you. Take a walk in their shoes and see where it goes. Maybe you don't agree with them, but hey, you just got to get another watch out of something. It's literally like any other product that you know, you only enjoy it the first time. It's like, no, you get the, you know, how lucky are we that we are passionate about something enough that we can watch it and gain insight. You know, it's not something that doesn't lead you down roads of I guess more what you consider to be conventional substance. I've learned more about the humanities in the 2 years I've been a YouTuber than I did when I was in school. You know, you don't have to have a webcam and a microphone to have an opinion that is meaningful or intelligent. And subscribers don't translate to intelligence. And it's rare that you get people that are like a Kid McKay out there, or a Hax Dogma. You know, those are rare guys. Those are people that have gained a meaningful following, and you know, are masters of their craft, and you gotta appreciate that. And thousands to millions of views without sacrificing your values, and without selling out in the sense of, you know, lying to your viewers by clickbaiting them and over sensationalizing things, being hyperbolic in your framing of what you're giving them. This is what you missed in Vikings. When you see this is what 25 things you didn't know, it's like, no, 25 fucking things that you put on a list that you read somewhere else that everybody saw. And if they didn't see it, one would have been better. Maybe give them a better methodology about going about it, not saying, hey, this is the How Much I Fucking Know show. So that's my rant. Thank you to all you good people. Hopefully I'll be back soon. Please subscribe. We're almost to 3,000 people. If I can get to 10,000 by the end of Westworld, I'll be happy. I will be happy. Make sure to subscribe. I will see you guys soon.